Hi, Gail Scott, Galactic Channeler here. And welcome to my channel if this is the first time that you're visiting. I bring in messages from non-physical beings, let's call them. They can be in councils, they can be in collectives, they can be individuals, but they're not on planet Earth. And that might seem a little wacky, but it just is what it is. I've been doing this now. This is my 6th year. And it's a very interesting, the kinds of messages that are coming through from these beings. So you might be wondering, what kind of a being are you channeling, Gail? And what is channeling? There's a couple of videos, if you scroll back through my videos, that actually explain exactly what channeling is. But very quickly, I'm able to shift my energy to be able to connect with other intelligences that come through me. And I have the ability to be able to translate and bring through what they're saying. And so many of the messages that I bring through are for individuals. I do work with individuals, but I also work with the collective. And when I say the collective, what I mean by is our whole species of humanity, everybody here on planet Earth. That is the collective of humanity. So, one of the messages that I've had quite recently is about all this darkness that we have on our planet. If you listen to the news or you watch anything on social media, um, even looking at billboards, or I'm in a condo building in a big city and there's a news channel TV in the elevator, and it's mostly depressing stuff. It's mostly very negative news, fear based, and things that you would not normally look at, read, or bring into your life. And so the message that came through to me just recently is around being able to keep, your happy place going, even though we're in the midst of this horrible, fear-filled, war-torn turmoil in our world, on our globe. And we have an internet now, which is almost like a nervous system of our planet that allows us to communicate all across the world. And so we know what's going on for humanity in general in different parts of the world. And of course, we're rising up to a certain degree at the moment to try to stop some of the atrocities that are going on. But how do you maintain your equilibrium? How do you stay above all of that when it's front and center in your face? It's really challenging. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. It's really challenging. And, some people may say, oh, if you don't read the news and you don't take part in all of these things, you're sticking your head in the sand. That's a load of rubbish, in my opinion, because I believe that we create the world that we live in based on what we do and what we say. And I know that to be true. If you are with a group of people and people are happy and they're exploring growth and opportunities and having fun, you know how infectious that is. And similarly, if you go into a place where everybody is depressed and negative and feeling really, really down, and I'm not saying that that's not a legitimate place for some people to be in right now, but you know the impact that that has on you. It's super, super challenging. So what can we do here on planet Earth right now individually to help ourselves? So me sitting here recording this video is not going to stop the wars that are going on across our planet. But if me sitting here talking to you and telling you about ways where you yourself can begin to feel better, that's a step in the right direction. Because at the end of the day, you have you and your own community and all the people who live in your world. And I'm not saying that the world isn't important, it is. but we came here to live our own lives. And all of the other people who are living their lives, they did the very same thing. So we have many beings that support us here on planet Earth. And that might seem so far-fetched that you can't possibly believe that. Because if you believe mainstream media, you would believe that there are aliens out there and that they're dangerous. Maybe there are, but not the ones I talk to. So we have support from super intelligent beings that are no longer walking around on planet Earth. You see, this is a very heavy, dense environment that we live in. And in order to live here, we have to be in what's called 3D, which means we're material, we're matter. We have 5 senses. You know, we're generally not connected to our 6th sense, the intuition, like that all-knowing, a connection to the higher self that is you that chose to come here. That might also not be something that you're familiar with, but you are. And when you are open and able to connect through your heart and not just through your head, which is what you're being programmed with through mainstream media, television, print, governments, all of those bodies that, you know, we always believed had the best interests for us. And I'm not saying that they don't, just saying it doesn't seem to look like that. For me personally, this is my opinion. And we have access to other resources that can assist us. And that may be just as simple as you knowing a friend who always brings you up, or you having a family member who always makes you laugh, or maybe you're the one that helps everybody else see the sunny side rather than the gloom and doom. Well, I'm very fortunate in that I bring in messages from other beings. They're kind of like my family, I suppose you could say. And they bring in messages of hope, messages of light, messages of love. And I'm able to bring those forward to help you and help me live a much higher, let's say, vibration, which is what we are. There's more videos on my channel that explain about that if you want to know about that, and help you live a better life. So the heart in your body is a portal. And when I say a portal, what I mean is it's like a gateway. And it's also one of your brains. So you have 3 brains in your body: the brain in your head, which is like a computer, the heart, and your stomach. And so all those 3 places have incredible nerve synapses that are always functioning. And so you'll know that, you know, if you tap into your stomach, you'll often get something that's like a gut instinct. That's your stomach brain telling you, you know, pay attention. Or you will feel something in your heart, especially when it's love, and you'll just know, and it's just a beautiful feeling. Or you'll have a message from your brain that's programmed in to tell you what to do, where to go, how to do things. But all of those 3 brains give us information. So the heart portal is actually your connection to your soul, to your higher self. And this is where these beings come through in the way that, you know, you wouldn't really expect it. It's very subtle, let's say. It's not going to hit you over the head with a 2x4. It's going to give you a little nudge on your shoulder, or just a thought that maybe, you know, you could do something different. So these energies come in through me and they bring me messages. And we might say that they come from different galaxies, different universes, you know, different star systems, different planets, maybe different species. But they would say that they just come from different levels of consciousness. Now, what does that mean? Well, your level of consciousness is the level at which you are aware of yourself and the higher being that is yourself. knowing that you are more than just this physical body, knowing that you are programmed with whatever you've been taught over time through parents, school, society, and knowing that through your heart and your intuition, you can access other direction. And generally, it's the right way for you to go because it's coming from that soul place. So here we are now, right now on planet Earth, and it's pretty dark. I mean, there's a lot of darkness here, and it's coming from lots of different places. And for many people, it's extremely inhospitable right now. And that's really hard for some of us who are used to living in what I'm going to call the light. So this is really an analogy where, you know, the dark is the fear and the light is the energy of love. And these are really the only two energies that we have on our planet, fear and love. And you get to choose every day, every moment, which one you're going to focus on. Are you going to focus on the negativity, the doom and gloom, the despair? Or are you able to switch out of that and focus into love, focus into abundance, focus into opportunity, possibilities? Look at the good. You know, there's so much good in our world. And when we take the time just to connect with another person, you know, we can expand that exponentially. Now, for every person on the planet, unless they're living under a rock, which some people are, they'd be aware that there's something going on. Like there's some major stuff going on our planet right now. Why is that? Well, if you look back some of my other videos, you'll see it's because the world is transforming. Like we're talking major change right now. It's a vibrational shift. It's because we need to up level. I'm not going to get into all of that in this video right now because there's other videos that explain about that. If you want to look at them, it talks about the quantum shift, talks about living in the heart, talks about getting out of fear. But you can find simple ways in your life to just be more happy. And when you are that, it actually has like a ripple effect all around you. The people that you know, the people that you meet, the world that you live in, the place where you work, all of these things are impacted by your ability to be of higher vibration. And I'm not talking Pollyanna, always happy. I'm talking about shifting out of that negative, despondent despair that is just covering our world like a blanket and allowing the sun to come out. You know, the sun shines on different parts of our world at different times. And I think there's a reason for that. Because if the sun was to shine everywhere, meaning if the light was to come through and show everybody everything, we probably would go up in flames. So that's why this transition is taking so long, because you just can't take the sun, the heat of the sun, the energy of love, and transform everything immediately. If you take the energy of the sun with a magnifying glass, you're going to have flames. And we don't want that. We don't want everything to go up in flames. So very, very slowly, people are coming around to the fact that they have more control over their lives. They can make changes. They can take different decisions. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. You don't have to believe what everybody else is believing. When you can sit in the energy of your heart, you tap into that all-knowing that's yours, which is actually different from everybody else's. And thank God for that, because we all need to be on our own path. You know, we come in to be a human being, to have our own journey, our own experience. You know, there's things that we want to do when we come here. You know, now it's very topical to talk about your purpose and your mission and why am I here? And this is all super important. But really, at the end of the day, you're here to learn and grow. You're here to experience an elevated level of being, to go out of fear, because that is the old world, that is old energy, and move into something that is way more powerful and abundantly more exciting, and really is going to give you a very different experience of life. So maybe you just need to stop and take a breath. Maybe you need some stillness. You know, if that's the case, let me know. I can send you some meditations on how to get still, how to stop the monkey mind, how to be in your heart. Maybe you just need to connect with someone that you love, that loves you unconditionally, a pet, a child, a friend. Maybe even some of your family members are those people that you can rely on and you can have fun with. Especially, you know, we're coming into the holiday season. It can be very difficult with family members. It can be very triggering. But, you know, when you know who you are and you believe that you have the right and you're worthy of having a wonderful life, that's a start. That's a start. So maybe just take a breath, smile more often, tell a funny story. This is not trite. This is impactful. The smallest of things that you do can make a huge difference for you to get out from underneath that heavy blanket of darkness and actually feel lighter and brighter and more hopeful. There's always moments of light available to you. Always. Go seek them out. Share them with people. You know, recognize them when they're there and live in them. And you'll find your life will definitely be better. You'll be more alive. You'll be less, you know, despondent and trudging through life. Yes, there's a lot of bad things going on right now. But the more that you focus on those, the worse it's going to be. And I'm not saying that you're not someone that didn't come here to be a warrior and be out there and changing the world from that perspective. We're all here to do our own thing. If you're listening to this now, you're on that journey. Not everyone is going to be interested in this kind of a message, and that's cool. But just know that you're not alone. There's many others of us here, you know, who want to help, who are here to serve, who are here to help you move out of fear and into the energy of love, to get out of that, you know, gut-wrenching experience of being afraid and into the energy of the heart, and having your heart send the direction to your brain. So then you take action based on coming from love and not from fear, using that heart portal. So I hope this has been inspiring. Know that you're not alone. Even if it's hard, I get it. But don't give up. Don't just roll over. Well, the world's a shit show. What can I do? Your world is your world that you live in every day with the people that you live in. You get to choose how you want to live in that world. Choose wisely, choose from the heart. And if you need help, you know, reach out and get it, because there's lots of it available. And slowly, one by one, things are going to change for people, and the wars will end, and we're creating a new world. We cannot go back to what we had before. So don't think that, you know, the war is going to end and everything's going to go back. It's never going back to what it was before. So we have a responsibility now to start to create from a new place, and we're creating from the heart, not from what we've experienced before. And that's exciting. That's new. That brings in unlimited possibilities of things that we don't even know yet can be brought through. So have hope for that. And share this video if you found it useful. And I really appreciate you being here and listening. And I love you. Even though I don't know you, I love you. I send you love, and I hope and I really pray that you can get into your heart. And if you need help with that, please reach out. And in the meantime, be well. Be well in your little corner of the world. Thanks.